We're back. You ready to roll? You guys keen? You guys keen? Good. That's what I like to hear. I want a bit of enthusiasm. I want you pumped. I want you ready to bring innovation to corporate Australia. Yep, exactly. Thanks, Jen. No, it's going to happen. This is the room where it happens. Okay, the panel we're about to meet for FinTechs Enabling Corporate Innovation is going to be hosted by Rebecca Shott-Guppy, who is a partner at IAG Firemark Ventures. Thanks for lunch, Beck. Really enjoyed the pies. Fennel salad wasn't bad. Really enjoyed the tomatoes with a little bit of radish as well. So thank you to you for that. But of course, for long-term FinTech Australia fans, she may be a familiar face. It's great to have you back, Rebecca Shott-Guppy. Come on up onto the stage. Also joining her is Anthony Baum, who is the CEO and founder of Timely. And we've got Darren Cashagan, who is the GM of third-party banking at Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. And finally, Matthew Bennett, the EGM of distribution at NRMA Insurance. I'll see if I can get a discount while he's up here. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Welcome to the stage. Over to you, Beck.
Thank you, Simon, and my pleasure for putting on lunch today. Welcome. In today's rapidly evolving financial landscape, FinTech companies are playing a pivotal role in driving corporate innovation. This panel brings together industry leaders to discuss how FinTech are enabling traditional financial institutions to innovate and grow. Together, our panellists will explore the intersection of technology and finance, focusing on how FinTech solutions are transforming legacy businesses, fostering a culture of innovation and creating new opportunities in the market. From the strategic decisions behind NRMA's entry into home loan market to the technological advancements driving these initiatives, this discussion promises to provide valuable insights into the future of corporate innovation in the financial sector. You've just briefly had an introduction to our panellists, but could you please introduce your company in under 100 characters or less? Anthony?
Characters or words, Beck?
Characters.
Thanks. I'm Anthony Baum. I'm the founder of Timely. We're a platform technology company that enables the financial services industry in two ways. The first way is as a platform as a service. We have 5 brands on that platform today, including NRMA Insurance Home Loans. And then we enable the market through software as a service products that are components of our platform.
Thank you. Matt?
I think I can do that much faster. I work for NRMA and we sell insurance.
I'll try and fit somewhere in between those. So I'm representing Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. We are entrenched in partnering to deliver really strong and safe outcomes for our customers.
Thank you, Darren. I might kick off with Matt. What attracted you to entering the home loan market and what were the driving factors behind the decision?
Thanks, Beck, and good afternoon, everybody. For us, there are really 3 key objectives of entering into this market. I think the first is that NRMA Insurance has been a brand that's been around for 99 years. We celebrate our 100th year next year, and we've been protecting homes for over 3 million customers. It made natural sense for us to enter into the further down the line of the value chain, and hence we thought we'd take this really well-known traditional insurance brand and try to extend it to home loans. There's something about moving towards the up the value chain of the home ownership journey where we can meet more customers' needs. That's really important for us, and we think we can attract more customers and also have a deeper relationship with our existing customers. So that was really important, and that's why we're entering into this. I think the last point is around having the right partnerships. We're not a lender. We don't have that expertise to really understand how to go after this market. But fortunately, through our IAG venturing team, we were a founding investor into the Timely business. And we've seen the amazing business that Anthony and his team have created since 2018. The digital experience capability and also the customer service of that team really aligns to our values. And if you combine that with the Bendigo Bank, where we've had a relationship for over 130 years in providing insurance, that really meant we were aligned as businesses from a values perspective, but also had a great understanding of each other's business. So that really gave us the confidence of entering into this market.
Thanks, Matt. Anthony, do you have anything to say on the partnerships?
We're very lucky at Timely. We have strong partnerships with a number of Australia's leading companies, including NRMA Insurance and Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. You know, at the end of the day, building capability and infrastructure needs supportive and patient customers. And really that's our goal.
And patient partners.
Pardon?
And patient partners.
Yep.
I might stay with Anthony. How does Timely's technology enable NRMA to offer competitive home loan products under their brand?
Well, I mean, we have a platform that basically revolutionised home loans because we built a platform that could originate home loans digitally, self-serve, fully automated. We launched that in 2017, and we relentlessly invest in that platform. We process billions of dollars of home loan flow a month, and you know that scale capability is effectively available to the industry out of the box. So brand, technology, balance sheet.
Thank you. Touching on balance sheet, I might go to Darren. From a financial perspective, what are the key considerations when funding innovation projects like NRMA home loans?
Yeah, sure, Beck. I think if we first start with, provided we've got a few things ticked off like capacity for resources, obviously the funding and the capital, which hopefully most of the time as a bank is all checked off. There's probably three things that we'd look at from a financial perspective. First thing would be to make sure that the partnership is going to generate enough volume and revenue for us to not just pay for the work and the investment that we need to put in to get us to launch, but also ongoing. In particular with a white label partnership like this, because we're originating under the NRMA brand, there's quite a bit of admin and plenty of good fun as well that happens in partnerships like this, but we need to be able to fund that ongoing. So the first thing I'd say would be volume. You mentioned balance sheet, and so in our division and the way we partner through partnerships like this is it does go into our balance sheet, and therefore the second thing I'd call out is credit or credit profile or credit risk. So we'd need to make sure that the portfolio that we are building and the customers that we're bringing on board are in line with our credit risk appetite, and that's things like arrears and losses, etc. And the last thing, and arguably potentially the most important, is return on capital. So make sure we're generating the appropriate level of return that we'd need anyway to cover our cost of capital, but also, as you'd appreciate, we've got many different projects that we're looking at from time to time to invest in. So we need to be lining those up. So it'd be volume, credit, risk, and return on capital.
Could I add one thing?
Please.
For both NRMA and Bendigo, the other factor is speed. Because time is money in big organisations. If you look at the speed with which a brand like NRMA Insurance can enter the home loan market using the Timely platform and Bendigo's balance sheet, and whether it's NRMA or Qantas or any of the brands on our platform, it's literally 6 months. We can pretty much guarantee that from the time they've signed the contract, even with the appropriate corporate sign-off processes included in that timeframe, it's less than that, and that's valuable.
Yeah, and I think in this example, I mean, IAG and NRMA Insurance have been undergoing a reasonably, actually a huge transformational program that's been going for over multi-years to really put in a new technology stack. And so a lot of our internal sort of capacity and focus is actually focused on building that. And therefore, if you can find a partner who has an amazing digital experience that can seamlessly sort of integrate with your digital assets, which this is what it is, it allows you to move really quickly and also make sure that you're not losing the focus on some of the core business elements that we were trying to work through. So that's been one of the key learnings, is have a dedicated focused team, but also have a partner who can do all the work predominantly, and then integrate it. It has really helped us from a speed perspective.
And let's face it, Matt, they're far more agile than we would be if we were just working together. So fair call to Anthony on the time.
Yeah, which is why I say Anthony's been very patient, because he has to deal with, a bit of a monolith and a big beast of a business. But it's been, as I said, with that dedicated focus, it's been really easy.
Thank you. Matt, we might stay with you. How has the integration of new technologies transformed NRMA's growth strategy, including looking at customer benefits?
Yeah, so we've got a really ambitious growth strategy where we want to, grow we've actually put it out in the market that we want to grow our customer base by 750,000 customers by the end of FY27. Some of that will be driven through our own internal capability, and that's where we've been replatforming and really driving and building our own customer experience. But we also look to where we can partner to deliver a value proposition that aligns to our customer experience, but also where there's deep expertise and knowledge from that partner. So in terms of meeting more customer needs, this has been a really great example of being able to partner and integrate that into our home insurance journey. We want people thinking about home insurance and home ownership at the same time, because often home insurance comes at the last stage, and we want to get that to the front of people's thinking. So that really helps us build a depth of relationship, and then with the seamless experience, it actually helps us to really try to attract new customers and grow our customer base. So when we're really trying to grow, this is another really nice string to our bow that can meet our customers' needs.
Thank you. I might just divert quickly. Put your hands up in the audience if you've heard of NRMA home loans.
Well, we're in a couple of people have. I would say this is the wrong state.
I was about to say
because we have a partnership with RACV, so we manufacture all of RACV's insurance in Victoria. So this is very much a play, much more in the other states ex-Vic. But I have hopes of launching this in Victoria as well.
You did steal what I was going to say, but I'm glad to see that there is a few hands up in the audience, and I have no doubt they'll see a little bit more about it if you are based interstate in the next few months.
Yeah, so this year is really about putting a lot of energy behind this product. You will see that we are going to invest significantly in it and actually really bring it to the fore of our marketing and our value proposition to customers, which is really exciting. So we actually had a couple of days strategy session with both DK and the Timely team with Anthony, and that was really exciting about what we've got planned for the rest of this year.
It is very exciting, Matt. Anthony, what are the key technology innovations that Timely has implemented to support NRMA's entry into the home loan market other than speed?
We see ourselves as a platform company, so capability at its core. So it's data into enrichment, into automation. We've been doing that since 2017 when we launched the TikTok home loan. Really, the innovation is in that capability in its entirety. That capability has deep experience in the digital channel, conversion rates, product proposition, customer experience, but then it's all confined within a technology platform that is available to do both nurturing and fulfillment. And then basically you put all that together and you effectively have the ability to white label that across a brand and customize it so that each journey does not look exactly the same. So at its core, everything that's required to do that is the technology that we've built. And we're really proud of that, and we're seeing more and more use cases outside of home loans for that technology as well, I'd say.
Thank you. Darren, we heard from you earlier about the 3 reasons that you would choose to fund a project like this, but what factors made NRMA home loans an attractive investment opportunity from a funding perspective?
I think Matt might have touched on a few of them, but I'll list them anyway. I mean, we've had a partnership with IAG now for, I was going to say 150, so I'm going to go with you 130 years.
No, 150 sounds better.
Yeah, it's a long time anyway. So the partnership definitely opened the doors, Beck, there's no doubt about that. We're also a foundational shareholder in Timely as well. So it was a very attractive partnership for us to be able to support a long-term partner like IAG through the NRMA brand and help them to actually grow that brand and their business through multiple cohorts and expand their customer base and even hopefully get a few more hands up next year in terms of who has heard of NRMA as a business. But we also, I guess you could say, fell for the value proposition as well. So we believe strongly in the pursuit that NRMA were looking at in terms of the adjacency, moving into home ownership alongside home insurance, and even put the partnership to the side. I think whether that was there for as long or not, I think our business as Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, very community and customer focused, is very, very much aligned to what IAG and NRMA stand for as well, especially with the new branding of the help, I think it is, with the ads now, Matt. So there was a range of different factors, Beck, and I guess going back to the first question, we were very confident that the partnership would tick those 3 or 4 financial boxes for us too, but it was really around the partnership and supporting both IAG and Timely in the one hit.
And to DK's point, I don't think you can undersell or underestimate the impact of having that value alignment when you're trying to get things done in a big corporate. Having a partner or partners that you trust that are aligned to what you're trying to deliver to the customer and the community will overcome a lot of hurdles that might be thrown up in your path when people are questioning what you're trying to do.
It's a really good point, Matt. As a fintech, it's actually up to you to work out how to partner with corporates. Actually, it's not up to them because they have lots of choices to who they partner with. The reality is we need those partnerships to scale. And actually, I always put the onus back on us to make those partnerships successful. And I think that's part of the capability as you build your fintech. We all need, and I've learned this, we need to continue to invest in the capability that supports those partnerships to continue to earn the right to gain their investment dollars, and actually, even more importantly, if you are given the privilege of responsibility of helping serve their customers. And so, you know, I think that's a really important point, Matt.
It is, and I think I just want to highlight that last few points there for you, Anthony. You do a lot of good things, you and your business, but I think one of the things from our point of view as a bank is you genuinely respect and look after the balance sheet. So that definitely does help. We don't have to worry about that side of things so much, and we can focus in on the partnering and the build.
So we worry about the customer, he worries about the balance sheet, so fantastic.
And we worry about the tech.
I was going to be a bit cheeky and say it might help that he was an ex-employee of Bendigo and Adelaide Bank, but I'm sure he'd do it anyway.
Kind of helps, I think, yep.
We've heard a lot about the synergies this afternoon between all 3 participants, that both Bendigo and Firemark Ventures are an investor in Timely, and the long-standing relationships. But I just want to touch on, and I'm asking you all this question, what were the main challenges NRMA faced in entering the home loans market, and how were they overcome? I might start with you, Matt.
Yeah, so from my perspective, I touched on it before, it's actually how do you launch a new product that is an adjacency and not part of your core offering when you're undergoing transformational change as a business. And that was really the key challenge. It's about getting the bandwidth and the airspace to get the, I suppose, the commitment and sort of the passion behind the program and project. So for us, we overcame this by having, you know, a really dedicated, focused team working with the Timely team and working with Bendigo, and really tried to carve them off from the broader transformational change that was happening. I think, as I said, one of the key things to making it easy for a corporate to partner is having someone with an end-to-end, out-of-the-box digital solution that you can seamlessly integrate into your digital assets, and that's what we liked. I mean, I think the fact that, you know, we literally were just doing the integration component, and we trusted Timely to do the customer experience because it was so aligned to our value proposition, really makes it easy that, you know, tech resources in a big corporate are, you know, like hen's teeth, and it's really tough to get the prioritisation. So having been able to partner with that was something that we found to overcome it. And then, you know, having, I would say, my boss, Julie Batch, who's the CEO of NRMA Insurance, and is on the board of Timely, is a huge sponsor. I think having that sponsorship from a group executive goes a long way to give you the sort of the runway you need to execute quickly. So I think that they're the key sort of challenges.
Anthony, do you want to touch on that? It was a 5-year journey.
Yeah, so this story tells me a lot about NRMA or IAG as a company. So in 2018, we almost got to the point where we launched the NRMA Insurance Home Loan with Bendigo and Adelaide Bank. And what happened was we had a Royal Commission announced, which slowed the launch date a little bit, 5 years.
Patience.
But that's the point. Corporates, long-term strategic plans, been around for 100 years. Planning cycles look to what we look like in 100 years from now. And so the outcome of that was, notwithstanding the delay in launch, IAG supported us with capital, IAG Ventures, Firemark Ventures, and we stayed engaged until the timing was right.
I think I should say that was a really good point. Out of that Royal Commission, a lot of companies got burned to say, you know, go back to what you're knitting. Don't try to expand into things that could bring risk to the company because you're not, you know, you're not experts in this. And that's why partnering with an expert and actually saying this makes a lot of sense as part of our overall value proposition in terms of how we help customers through home ownership and insurance. So that strategic alignment is really important to overcome some of that inertia.
My answer was just going to be a Royal Commission in COVID, and really throw back to Matt in terms of the challenges that they would have had internally. I mean, from our perspective, and I'm sure those in the audience that are in partnering and negotiations, there's always challenges in a partnership like this, and we've got 3 different entities that we were working with and negotiating with. But to be honest, other than the time, so the patience that we all needed, so that was a challenge for me, but it was all for the good. Other than the time, I actually think the process went quite well. So there's always challenges, but I don't think I can think of anything over and above an ordinary partnership challenge that really stood out for me in this one.
Thank you all. I'm going to go to a final question that's a little bit more positive. How do you all foster a culture of innovation within the organisation, especially in the context of launching new products like NRMA Home Loans? Anthony, I might start with you.
Thanks. If we stop investing in our platform and innovating, we die. So I talked about being infrastructure. I talked about capability. What is industry best practice infrastructure and capability changes every day. The data sources you have access to automate change, the regulatory environment changes, the risk appetite of your partners change. You have to keep investing in that innovation if you want to be infrastructure and enable an industry. So for us, it's just in our DNA. It's in our operating rhythms, our culture, our processes. We don't have a balance sheet of customers that we can rely on to generate income from over the next year or renewal of insurance policies. We need activity through our platform, which means you're very focused on that relevance and that innovation constantly.
So I think the reasons for innovating that Timely have are also as applicable to IAG, I think, and NRMA. I think the difference is that it's not in our DNA. And so we need to bring people like Anthony and DK and build internal capabilities like our Firemark Ventures team to continually drive our thinking and to break through some of the corporate inertia that can take hold. People feel very safe in what they've done for a long time, and that can mean that you don't grow and you don't meet your customers' needs as they change. You don't know the regulatory needs. So I think it's continually trying to challenge. I think change is good in a big corporate. I think if you sort of sit in a general organisational design for a long time, you can lead to that inertia and that comfortableness. So continuing to challenge, getting wonderful people and partners in to challenge you is also really important.
I'd say from our point of view, as a relatively large entity in the finance sector, I think we've got a pretty good record of being quite innovative, whether you think about our partnership here and or with Timely itself, and also the likes of Up and Up Home. I think we've got a pretty good track record over the last 10 years or even more in being able to break new ground and have a crack. One thing I'd call out, maybe from a slightly different angle, in terms of being able to continue to foster that curiosity and to be innovative, from our perspective, is to not be afraid to say no. What I mean by that is, I think Anthony mentioned it before, we do get approached quite a bit with different thoughts and projects, and if we were afraid to say no, we'd say yes too much, and we'd take on too much. We wouldn't have the capacity, not just physical capacity, but the intellectual capacity to be able to think strategically, think innovatively, and to actually put in the appropriate time and effort for the respective projects that we're working on. And the other aspect, I'd say, again, on a similar theme, would be to be pretty ruthless with your prioritisation. And again, it goes to the theme of trying not to do too much, which can actually hinder your ability to be innovative and I'll say nimble, even though I'm not sure we're completely nimble, but as nimble as we can be if we took on too much.
I think you're very nimble.
Thank you.
One final question. It's a bit of a surprise. But what are you most looking forward to with the NRMA Home Loans project of the next 12 months? What excites you?
I would say when we hit the target of $1 billion worth of settled home loans would be good. Now, whether that's 12 months or longer, it'll happen. I think that's always a milestone, because once you achieve that, you'll actually have originated a home loan portfolio that's larger than many of the credit unions that exist in Australia. And you're getting to, a scaled proposition and demonstrating the validity of the strategy.
Yeah, I completely aligned with Anthony. I think, this year we're putting significant investment and focus on this. We're really going to start activating this in the market, and I can't wait to see NRMA home insurance up in lights, which will happen very soon, and then continue to sort of really meet the needs of our customers. And I think there's a genuine need to tie the home insurance and the home ownership journey. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, selfishly for me, growth in the balance sheet. But from a partnership perspective, because this is under the NRMA brand, as I said before, it's as much NRMA's program as anyone else's, if not your program. So we're really keen to see over the next 12 months NRMA growing their brand, growing their customer base, and or cross-selling to your customer base, and getting great customer outcomes, and in some respects being able to sit kind of on the sidelines and hopefully watch the program grow and prosper.
Thank you. From a Firemark Ventures perspective, we are very proud of NRMA Home Loans, and we think it's a great example of a CVC and the power it can bring to a company such as NRMA. But please join me in thanking our panellists this afternoon, and I hope you all see NRMA Home Loans by next year.
Thank you.
And I can tell you why you should go and see them. I was just looking it up as someone with way too many noughts on the end of my mortgage. The variable rate for